Hey everybody, Southern Cruisers here. We have not made a video in a while, and we had actually a couple people ask us about, hey, when are you guys going to make another video?
What's going on?
What's going on? So we're going to explain what's going on. I'm going to let Angie start.
Well, it's been a journey. Early February, I went for my routine mammogram. Got a call back. Hey, come back and let's do another one. So we went back, did my second one. While I was there, they said, since we have you here, let's do an ultrasound. So they did an ultrasound. The radiologist came in and said, I really don't like what I see, so we're going to do a biopsy. I said, okay, all right. So I came home and we scheduled it, went back, and they did a ultrasound guided needle biopsy. They did that on Valentine's Day, mind you.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I was like, this is no problem. Don't worry about it. I did the research. 75% of breast biopsies come back not malignant. So benign. I was benign. I was like, okay, we're good. 3 in 4 chance. It's nothing to worry about.
Well, Monday, following my biopsy, I got a phone call, and they confirmed the diagnosis that I have invasive ductal carcinoma in the left breast. IDC, left IDC in the breast cancer world. And my pink sisters out there, I am ER positive, PR negative, and HER2 negative. So if those of you who are in the breast cancer world, those are a lot of acronyms that they throw at you, and it gets a little complicated.
These are things I have never heard of in my life, and we've been learning, because we have to. We've been learning all about it.
Yeah. You're just forced into this. So we met with a breast consultant at the Huntsville Hospital
Breast
Center. And she kind of explained all of the details to us. What does all this mean? What does my journey possibly look like? Because everyone's journey is different. And told me I needed to pick a surgeon, a radiation oncologist, a medical oncologist. This is out of my comfort zone, if you will, or out of my wheelhouse. I know people in town. I know doctors. So I did reach out to some good friends who are in the medical field. And it was a consensus of the 3 that I chose to be part of my team. And so we went and we met with Dr. Philip Wiles, who is my surgeon. Shout out to him. Fantastic.
Awesome.
Went and met with the radiation oncologist, Trey Childs, and the head coach. So I like to call him is Dr. Daniel Schroeder at Clearview Cancer Institute. So we met with all of them, and they were laid out a plan for me. We're going to do a lumpectomy. We're going to do radiation. You're going to do medication, and you're going to get through this. And so it took me a little while. I embraced it. We decided to cancel our spring break cruise that we had scheduled.
We were going to go in March on a spring break cruise. We had it planned for months. Yeah. And we ended up making the choice. We can circle back to that. We made a choice to not go just because we had so much on our minds.
Yeah. And I didn't think that I was ready for that.
You might want to tell them how we ended up doing it. If you ever find yourself at last minute not able to go on a cruise, it can be tricky.
Yeah.
But Angie found a way that we didn't lose very much money.
Yeah. The 3 of us were booked in a cabin. Me and my husband and my daughter, and apparently I had to stay in the cabin, but just the way that I had booked it under the codes and whatnot. And No, we did not have the insurance.
We did not have insurance on it.
You know,
You take a risk every time you don't buy the insurance.
And it was a 5-day cruise, so you know we wouldn't have been out that much regardless. But a couple friends of ours were able to go, and Carnival allowed us to change the name of 2 of the passengers.
Yes.
So they went in our place and had a fabulous time. I just didn't show up. Of course, you know, I lost my portion of the money, which is irrelevant in the large scheme of things. So, but it is possible, you know, to check with your personal vacation planner and see about that. So anyway, back to the original story here. So early March, after I met with all of them, they sent me in for a breast MRI. Those of you who do not know me may not know, but I am extremely claustrophobic.
Yep.
And MRIs are not my friends. And so I'm thinking, it's a breast MRI. It can't be too bad. Oh, let me tell you, it was not good. I was claustrophobic. They lay you down. They put your breasts in a vice, and you're kind of laid out like Superman. And they had to pull me out a couple times. I cried, but I made it through. Came out, doctor called a few days later. They didn't find anything else in the other breast. So that was good news.
Yeah.
I'm taking that as good news. We're going forward. Woohoo, let's get this done.
Now, at that time, we just thought that you needed a lumpectomy and radiation, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So go in for the lumpectomy. And that was at the end of March 31st. And at the time, we thought that the tumor was about 1.6 centimeters. After the lumpectomy was successful, they kind of went in this angle. They also took some lymph nodes out. I was sore for a few days, but you know, you can't lift a little bit, but overall, it's not a very invasive surgery. It's day surgery. You go home. I don't want to minimize a lumpectomy for anybody, but for my experience, minimal pain. I think I took pain meds one day, and then I switched to Tylenol, and then I didn't need any pain meds, and I rested. So it was good. I was able to go back to work.
And there was no involvement of the lymph nodes.
No involvement of the lymph nodes.
Big plus.
They came back, and it was larger than expected. It was a 2.5 centimeter, which in the old days they used to stage breast cancer. So if you're familiar with stages, mine would be staged a 2A at that point. They do something new now in that world, and it's called an oncotype score. And if you're below 25, you're good with radiation. If you're above 25, they recommend chemo. Spoiler alert, mine was a 36. So it hit me pretty hard. To find out that you now have to do 20 weeks of chemo prior to radiation, prior to taking medication.
Yeah, we thought she was going to be done probably with treatment this summer. Because it takes, the radiation is 21 treatments and they're every day.
Yeah.
So, and then all of a sudden she found out she was going to have 20 weeks of chemo. Tell them about the type of chemo that you're going to have. Because I think people...
there's all different kinds of chemo. There's all different kinds of cancers. Again, I'm just sharing my story, my experience. Don't want to minimize it for anybody. I don't want to overshare, undershare, whatever. I just want you to know, those who watch our channel, be a part of my journey. Like, it's okay to ask me questions. I've reached out to some old friends that I've had, and I can get into that again, but the type of chemo that they have chosen for me is called AC+T. And Some of you may have heard of it called, they have a nickname called the Red Devil or the Red Warrior. And
that's the AC, right?
that's the AC.
Because it's bright red. The
Yep.
actual drug is bright red.
Yeah. So I went in, they did an echo, they put a port in. I guess you can kind of see my port area here where they do that. It's kind of weird. It's you can feel it. It's a device that they put inside just underneath your skin.
I want to grab one of your port pillows and show them.
Oh, sure. And this is where they can do all of my chemo. So I went in and they put a little lidocaine cream on it that I put in before I go. And they can do everything in and out of my port, so I don't have to get stuck every time. A friend of mine asked me the other day, she said, "Hey, do you need a port pillow?" And I said, "I'm not sure which one is, but it sounds great. This goes over my seatbelt when I'm the passenger, and I can put this on my seatbelt, and I have two, and I just thought this was a really, really cool idea." I asked her, "Well,
Very
yeah,
sweet.
I'll take one." And I asked her how much it was. She said, "Oh, it's my gift. It's free." I said, "Fabulous." So, shout out to Beth P. Yeah. And I really like that. So yeah, so went, did all that, had my first round of chemo last Wednesday, which was May 14th. So I go in on Tuesday for blood work. It's a quick in and out kind of thing. Chemo took about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. And then the next day I go in and I get a shot that is to increase my white blood cells. And here's the funny thing. Those of you, my day job, I work with those with the mental illness, substance use disorder, and intellectual disabilities. And so I just hit my 25 years with the state of Alabama, which I'm very excited for. So I can retire, but I'm not. One of the things in my world is antipsychotics, and I'm very familiar with that. So when the nurse practitioner came in and talked about some of the medications that I was going to be taking after my chemo, she looked at me and she says, "Well, I'm going to prescribe you Zyprexa." And I said, "Oh, interesting." And she said, "Are you familiar with that?" And I said, "Well, yes. In my world, I'm very familiar with antipsychotics and their benefit." So for the first time in my life, I'm on an antipsychotic. Mm-hmm. You take it for 4 days after your first chemo, and apparently it's got a bonus effect for nausea. So used off label. So that was really.
They gave you another one off label too.
Was it the Zyrtec?
Zyrtec.
Yeah, so I have to take for 5 days after my chemo, I take Zyrtec, one in the morning and one at night. And that's to help with the bone pain. My understanding is that the that the white blood cell medication booster, and I would butcher the name. So
Yeah,
if you're a
it's hard to
pharmacist
pronounce.
out there, a good friend of mine is, she would tell you the names and spell it and everything. But that medication produces a histamine, I guess, that's released from your bones, and
You gonna say hi,
the
Milo?
Zyrtec helps with that. Hey, Milo.
Milo wants to say hi.
Milo
Okay,
has a
buddy.
new girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey.
buddy. We're doing a video now. You come back later, okay?
So yeah, those are the few things that I'm getting to.
He wants to be in the video.
Off label.
All right, Milo.
Yeah. Few days after chemo. What's chemo like? Well, it's uneventful for me.
You're doing good.
I'm doing really good. I know all these words and these acronyms, and it's a scary, scary world to be in. Have I cried? Yes. But I have a lot of support. I got a lot of support from my friends, my family, even the ones who can't be here with us are supporting me from, Minnesota and Iowa. I got a
Wisconsin.
large family from the Midwest. That's where all my people are. So, they're good about calling and texting and sending me food and whatnot. So, all of that's been really good. Been really good. But I that's why we kind of decided to make this video, because we wanted people to know that, yes, I'm going through this journey. We're going through this journey because, as a spouse, he has to do a lot of the extra things that I used to do. And so he's really stepped up his game. But we wanted to share with you so that you knew kind of what was going on with us.
Let's talk about, we kind of hinted at this earlier, whether or not we should have canceled that cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're ever faced with that, in a similar situation that I am, take that cruise.
Take it.
Yeah, I can't go back. I don't regret not going, but if I were to go back knowing what I know today and how I feel today, I should have taken that cruise.
Yeah. We didn't know that she was going to be in treatment for several months. And we knew it was a possibility, but we didn't think that it was probably, and her doctors didn't think that was probably going to
No, my doctor told me to go. He's like, oh, if you got a cruise planned, whatever, go. Yeah. And we looked at each other. We were like, no. Mentally, I don't think I was there to be able to go at the time. I would be good to go now, but not.
Our daughter has been awesome, by the way. Shout out to Kaylee.
Yes. Yeah.
She's been through this herself.
Sure. She's had her own battles.
Yeah.
So,
So we're going to do, first of all, we're not giving up on cruising. Trust me, we'll be back cruising.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to do a series of videos about Angela's breast cancer journey.
Yeah, I just want people to know what it's like, what my journey is like. If you want to, ask me questions. There's a lot of support groups out there. I've joined one that is very specific to invasive ductal carcinoma, which is the IDC. Shout out to my group, my pink sisters out there. That's been a good support system for me. And again, everybody's journey is different. So it's hard to say that it's whatever I experience, you may experience something different in your world. Those of you, normally I have my hair down. I still have hair. I was told that by this coming Wednesday, May 28th, that I probably will not have much hair left. So,
I think that's been the hardest thing for a woman.
Yeah. I haven't really been able to embrace it, to be totally honest. This weekend's getting there, I guess. I had an old friend from my high school days post on my Facebook page. I believe she's still in the Iowa Midwest area and possibly an oncology nurse. She said, use dry shampoo and use and style and wash your hair at a minimal right now. You might be able to hold on to it for a little bit longer. So I have it pulled up and I'm going to keep it as long as I can, but I don't want to look like Charlie Brown either with sprigs. So I'm going to be good with shaving it off. So I don't know. We haven't decided if we're going to share that moment or not.
We don't know yet whether, and it depends on how you feel. I think that's going to be a pretty raw moment for anybody.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're going to video that, but we will definitely talk about it.
Yeah. So you see me before, you see me now, and you're going to see me afterwards. So I may look a little different, but I'm still the same person.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to add, babe?
I guess I could talk about the few days after chemo.
Yeah.
So, a few days after chemo, I started feeling maybe just a little tired. And at night, I would maybe go to bed earlier than I normally would. Let's see, about the fifth or sixth day, I started running a low grade temp in the evening, about 8 o'clock. And it would break in the middle of the night. And so that I'd wake up in the morning and I would be soaked in sweat pretty much, and but no fever. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's all good. I'm good. And then it came back the next night. So this happened about 3 nights in a row. And I talked to my oncology team, and they consulted back with me and said, we're just going to go ahead and give you some amoxicillin. So I've been on amoxicillin these past few days, just as a, precaution. Don't want to get sick. So I think that has been probably the worst side effects that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
My nausea has been under control. My nurse practitioner looked at me at one point and she said, this is not the 80s and this is not the movies. I'm like, oh, because I was asking all these questions. Am I going to feel this way? Is this going to happen to me? Is it blah, 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 blah? And that's when she said that. And I was like, oh, okay. So
they give her a round of pre-chemo drugs before they administer the chemo that helps fight nausea. So hopefully you never experience it.
Yeah. So if you're out there and you're getting ready to start your journey, I'm just a little bit ahead of you. I have this is my new drink. I don't know what it is. When I have surgery, I like cranberry juice. So I know that the recent thing now is the Sauvignon Blanc wine with the frozen jalapenos. Well, mine is cranberry juice with a couple of frozen jalapenos. And what do you have there?
Well, this is Eagle Rare bourbon. So, I mean, we're not,
yeah.
sorry. I'm not sharing the mocktail with you, but cheers,
Such
baby.
is life. Yeah.
If you're going through this, just know that we love y'all. We got you. There's a lot of help out there. We're going to do more videos. Angela has agreed to do a whole video series about what she's going through to help other people. And of course, we're still going to do some travel videos and bourbon videos here and there, stuff like that.
This is kind of like a spin-off.
Yeah. Not something we plan to do.
No, definitely not planned. Spin-off like Joni Loves Chachi.
Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
So y'all stay tuned. If you don't already follow our channel, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Like I said, we will continue to have other Southern Cruiser videos, but now we're going to have a whole series about Angela's breast cancer journey.
Yep.
All right. Love you, babe.
Thanks. Love you.